Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Musical People and Journeys, the July shows. When I say shows, let me explain how we would normally do things. Normally, we review about 12 albums over 2 shows, and we do it in a festival style. So, the opening act right through to the kind of headline act, and then myself and my team, we just review or give our personal ratings out of 5. However, what this show is about to do is an edited version of that, of a single album review. So if you just want to listen to a single album review, the 6 you're just interested in doing one rather than to listen to the Who show, then here's your opportunity. I hope you enjoy it. As I say, it is edited, so therefore there's going to be references to maybe things that were said earlier, and if that intrigues you and you want to listen to the Who show, it's all up on our YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe as well. That would be amazing if you could like and subscribe just to make us feel good. That would be fantastic. I hope you enjoy the format, and keep on rocking, and I hope you enjoy. Brilliant. Next up we have Iconic and their album Second Skin. Will it be a second skin for Chris? Because can we launch Chris off that one track that he's on? Chris.
To be fair, I thought the band was hilariously misnamed because there's nothing iconic about them. I'm pretty sure that the 80s phoned them up after they released the album and asked for their sound back. It was just plain 80s, nothing exciting. I found the album so boring. I listened to it once and thought maybe I was being a bit harsh, so I tried to listen to it again and just skipped through the rest of it. It was awful.
Oh, Chris, doesn't sound you're enjoying this festival very much.
No, I think, in fairness, if I was at said festival, I'd probably be so drunk I'd be passed out somewhere by now.
Throw in the bag of piss around. There we go.
Probably, yeah. No, I'd be too drunk to even throw a bottle of piss at this band.
Paul, did Iconic? Who are Iconic, Paul?
I'm worried about Chris because there's so much more to come.
I know, right?
Iconic are the second supergroup band album in the rock genre that we've reviewed in a matter of months. This time it's a collaboration of Michael Sweet of Stryper, Joel Hoekstra of Whitesnake, Marco Mendoza of Whitesnake and Journey, Nathan James of Inglorious, and at the fine age of 71, Tommy Aldridge of Ozzy and Whitesnake on drums. You'll see there's a connection here, but not to fear, this is not a German take on Whitesnake, far from it. From the opening track, the music is not quite what I was expecting. Instead of the sleazy, bluesy rock take that Whitesnake promote, this starts off as a hard-hitting album, mainly as the songs were written by the 2 guitarists. Well, let's have a reality check here. The first half of the album is hard-hitting, with the exception of All I Need, a power ballad in which to take a breather. Nowhere to Run picks up the pace, but from there the album just loses energy, and the remaining songs sound too generic.
Dave.
Yeah, there's so much I feel like I should love about this album. I mean, catchy riffs, fast, energetic solo, heap of catchy vocal melodies, but I've got to agree with Chris. I found this really, really boring to listen to. I listened to it multiple times expecting it to grow on me, just never did. Another undeniably talented band, but just nothing about it drew me in any way, shape or form. I wish I could pinpoint exactly what I found so boring about it, but I just found myself waiting for it to finish and wondering what I was going to listen to next. I can see why other people might find it entertaining, but just not for me at all.
Ian.
Sorry, this is a rock podcast, right?
Yes,
I know.
It
is a rock podcast. Okay, I'm just making sure I hadn't wandered into something else by accident. That's what makes it great. Everyone has different opinions, different tastes. For me, growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, just without going too deep into it, parents divorcing, crap at education. My solace was music, and I just lost myself in big hair 80s rock, and that stuck with me all the way through. So I am going to be the champion for this week for the 80s dad rock, as it's known as now, because it is so fantastic. And I'd like to quote someone on Facebook about Iconic, a person called Gail Bodnar. If you like good old-fashioned, in-your-face hard rock with great lyrics, vocals, and musicianship, this is for you.
Sorry.
That's harsh. This is for you. The opener, Fast As You Can. Bear in mind, this is their first album. I think they sort of really came to public conscious back in March and released it last month. So what an announcement. It's just a fantastic song. And it strikes the chord and takes me right back to the early 80s, but with a modern day feel. All I Need, I entered in the Song Quest contest, and I don't know whether you listened to Iconic by that point.
Good points for me. Yeah, no, I hadn't. I hadn't. I had a good points for me actually. Ian, you'll see.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake on that. I should have put in Worlds Apart. I got the two songs confused. Worlds Apart is my anthem of this of this month's listening. Iconic, before I'd even finished the first playthrough, was on my rock albums I love playlist, and just in the car, ramp it up. I have to be honest, it didn't strike straight away as much as it does now. I knew I liked it, but just repeat listening with so many of these albums, apart with the exception of Vipera, which actually went the other way. I kind of liked Vipera initially, but they went down the other way. And I just absolutely loved it. That song, Worlds Apart, what a tune. Fantastic song. Arrangement on that. It's brilliant. This one absolutely ticked my box of the lot this month.
So okay, no, it's interesting actually. I didn't do any research on. I always like to look forward. I don't try to look back, and I tend not to do too much research on who the band is. And it was really interesting because Paul, that's the first I heard about what the makeup is in the band, and my initial thing on this is a modern day Whitesnake. So actually, lyricism, there was similar sleaze to it. It's similar to kind of that. It was a little bit more heavier, but it descended more. I think there's a song called More, 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 which kind of go, well, actually, this could be, Whitesnake back in the days. But actually, the singer was pretty good because David Coverdale, I've listened to him a few times, and I definitely has not aged well. But his voice has certainly not aged anywhere well. So it doesn't surprise me that ex-Whitesnake people have kind of got back together with a lot of other people. So the problem, I actually enjoyed the album. Stretch out, okay. I actually enjoyed the album. It did hit my sweet spot. It was an enjoyable listen. But there was nothing really new to it. There was nothing really kind of different. There was nothing like, they didn't bring something kind of new. It was just an enjoyable listen. It wasn't bad. It wasn't brilliant, but it was an enjoyable listen. I listened to it a few times. It was okay. It was just nothing really kind of new to it. But it did, and Ian, both me and Paul brought up in that same kind of sort of era as you, and those kind of those halcyon days of 80s rock, absolutely the same. But I kind of like something. I like that 80s kind of rock feel, but I like to have it kind of stepped up a little bit. But this was an enjoyable album. It was okay. It was nothing spectacular. There was a few good tracks on there that kind of would have made it to my cool playlist, but it wasn't bad. It was all right. It was a lot for me that was just enjoyable without it being like, oh my god, like we had with Hailstorm last week. It was just wow, or last month I should say. So okay, well, I kind of fancy I know what Chris is going to give this, but let's find out, everybody. Chris.
I do love the fact that you spent pretty much all of your review rushing to this album's defence because you think that I'm going to slate it. You're totally right, though. 1 out of 5.
I mean, let's be honest about it. There are certain people in this show that are predictable. You and Trish are predictable.
Opposite ends of the scale, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's a shame. I didn't think it was a 1. Paul.
3. It was it was good in some respects. So yeah, I'd listen to it.
Dave.
2 for me.
2. Ian.
So, I mean, yeah, we're talking about big hair 80s rock. Golden buzzer, it's a 5.
I do like this, you know. I think I might steal this background of Ian on those 5. 5. Well, I'm also going on along a pattern here. At 3.5. Funny enough. There we go. It was okay. So, right, okay. So.